Hey guys, Jim LaBuda here once again. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most overlooked items, but yet one of the most basic things you need to know if you're just starting to play golf, and that's the proper golf grip. I get asked a lot of questions about what grip is the most popular. Is it the baseball grip? Should I interlock? Should I overlap? Well, I'm going to answer all those questions for you today, so that by the time you're done watching this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to maintain a perfect golf grip on the golf club every single time. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so as I talk here about the grip, you're not going to be able to see me because I want to make sure that you're actually paying attention to the grip and what our hands are doing. Now I'm also going to do this from the perspective of a right-handed golfer. So the key is, the first thing we want to do is we want to put our left hand on the club, but we want to make sure that our left hand is we're not holding the golf club in the palm of our left hand. We want to make sure we've got it based in the fingers of our left hand. As I turn my left hand over, I want to make sure that the heel pad of my left hand is on the top of the grip. I want to make sure that I'm not, again, holding it under, or that the heel pad isn't coming off of the end of the club. I want to make sure that I probably go down about an inch or so with my left pinky to give that heel pad, again, the opportunity to sit on top of the club. The thumb, we make sure, goes straight down the shaft. I don't want my thumb pointed over to the side here. I certainly don't want it over on this side here. The thumb needs to go down the shaft, but the main checkpoint that we look for with the left hand is that this V that is formed by my thumb and forefinger here needs to point up between my chin and my right shoulder. Okay, those are the main things we're going to look for in the golf grip of the left hand. Now, when I put my right hand on the club, again, I'm going to make sure that I put it in the fingers of my right hand. I don't want to really get deep in the palm. I don't want to make sure that I'm keeping it in the fingers. But the V that's formed by, again, this thumb and forefinger on my right hand, I need to make sure this points up my right arm toward my right shoulder. The V's on my two hands should realistically match. They should be identical. I shouldn't have one that's turned too far to the left and the other one too far to the right. Because the golf club, because our hands are what actually hold and connect us to the golf club, we want to make sure that our hands are allowed to work together as one unit on the club. That's why we need these V's to match and be identical. Okay, what else I should be able to do is, if I'm holding my left hand grip on the club correctly, I should be able to completely remove my fingers except for my left index finger, and that heel pad will make sure that that golf club is staying in my hand. So if you can perform this correctly with the toe of the golf club pointed straight up, then you'll know that you've got a proper left hand grip on the club. So again, that's the left hand grip. My right hand, I see a lot of players that come over the top trying to hold the right hand on the club. Easiest way to do it is come almost brush by your right thigh. The reason we do this is because if I come over the top, that has a tendency to open my shoulders or move them to the left. So to simply stay in a square position, I want to make sure I'm coming in underneath by my right thigh, grabbing the golf club in my right fingers, making sure that that V that's formed by my thumb and forefinger is pointing up to my right shoulder. Okay, so now you guys know where your hands are supposed to be on the club. Let's talk about getting the actual grip connected. So there's three different types of grips, three different types of ways you can grip a golf club. First one is going to be a baseball grip. When you're doing a baseball grip, that's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like you're just gripping a baseball club. Second one is going to be the interlocking grip, where you actually take the pinky of your right hand, interlock it with the index finger of your left hand. Now, the third type, and the one I'm going to be talking about and the one I recommend everybody using, is the overlapping grip. Now let's talk about these three grips and what the differences between each one of them are. The first one, again, going to be in the baseball grip. I tend to get people not to use this because we're golfers. We don't want to be holding a baseball bat. So if you can get away from using this type of a grip and from using the baseball grip, that's what we want you to do. One of the main reasons is because as I turn around here, most people, instead of having their thumbs going down the shaft, are going to want to hold it like this. Okay, so that I'm actually holding and gripping it really tight. Unfortunately, what that does, when I get to the top of my swing, you see here, my thumbs are actually what holds the golf club up. So if I'm holding it like this, like a baseball bat, what's going to happen is the thumbs aren't going to be able to hold it. The grip is going to fall down. The club's actually going to fall down. So I'm going to lose a lot of that flexion in my wrist that I have. So we want to make sure that there's something balancing that, which are your thumbs. Okay, so that's why I want to kind of avoid the baseball grip. Number 2 is going to be the interlocking grip. Now, the problem I see with the interlocking grip is that, again, I'm going to come around here. If you interlock your fingers, you can see that my right hand in particular, because I'm interlocking, has a tendency to get too deep into my palm. Now, we want to keep the grip, the golf grip, in the fingers of our hands to be able to give us more control so that our fingers we don't have to squeeze the club as tight. Okay, so one of the things we want to do is make sure, again, that the golf grip is not too deep in our hands, which if I interlock, you can see it goes into my right palm. Now, the interlocking grip theoretically says that that's a good grip to use because of the fact that you get your hands to work together as one unit. Well, my personal opinion, the one golf grip I recommend is to go with the overlapping grip. As I overlap my hands, I'm going to overlap my right pinky actually between my left index finger and my left middle finger. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use the overlapping grip. I recommend this grip for a couple reasons. We all know that the golf swing is a lead side dominant swing, so we want to make sure we're using the left side of our body if you're a right-handed player. And what I find is that by doing this overlapping grip, this is something Harry Vardon years ago, he came up with this overlapping grip as kind of an anti-hook grip. The reason being is because if you interlock, your hands get too far down into the palm of your hand, your right hand has a tendency to take over too much, and you start doing this with the golf club. So what we need to do is make sure that the golf grip is in our left hand and we overlap. That gives us the opportunity to take the right hand out of the equation a little bit more and to keep the pressure with the last 3 fingers of our left hand. Now, that's going to lead me into the next item, which is grip pressure. Most people ask me how hard or how strong am I supposed to hold on to the club? Well, the example that we can use, or the analogy that we like to use, is you're going to pretend you're holding a small bird or some type of small animal like a hamster or a gerbil, even some type of fish. You want to make sure that you've got a strong enough grip on the left hand so that the animal that you're holding doesn't jump out, that you still have control of it, but you also want to make sure that you're not killing the animal or squeezing it to death. On a scale of 1 to 10, most people say it's between a 5 or a 6. That's the type of grip pressure you want to use. So, if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Make sure you click the like button below in this video too. Also, make sure you guys click the subscribe button. Now you guys are done watching this video, you should now know how to have a perfect golf grip, why we're going to use the overlapping grip here instead of the interlocking, and why you definitely don't want to use the baseball grip. So thanks for watching this, guys. Always keep it in the fairway and have yourself a great day.